Chapter 8 B2B SaaS Social Media Strategy Promoting Your Content. Social media in recent years has taken up much of the mental bandwidth of individuals on the internet. Whether you're spending time at work browsing LinkedIn or looking at videos on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram during your evening hours, there is more opportunities for businesses to leverage the power of social media than ever before. For us to get a sense as to how companies can possibly distribute their content, we need to look at the differences between owned, rented, and earned media. When it comes to owned media distribution channels, such as an email list, direct phone numbers to contacts, essentially the channels that you directly have to engage with your audience and customers, there are a few opportunities available. So email being a prime example is that there's no centralized gatekeeper to prevent you, once a subscriber has opted in, to interact directly from your brand with them. Second up is earned media. So this includes things such as being featured on podcasts, such as being featured and interviewed on news outlets such as TechCrunch or Forbes or any of the other publications that are out there. This is essentially you creating a story that is interesting enough for someone to distribute it on their platform. And lastly is rented media. So this involves social media channels such as LinkedIn, such as Facebook, such as Twitter, where essentially you have the right as a business to use their platform to distribute your content. However, you control your profile, you control the content that you're able to publish on there. However, they still have control over the algorithm and the users that you're engaging with on there, and you need to play by their rules in order to be able to continue to distribute your content on there. Now, when it comes to why this is rented, it's essentially down to the point where on platforms such as Instagram, when the algorithms change, your content can be reduced in distribution greatly. So you need to play by the algorithms. You need to distribute content that their algorithms will want to promote, such as LinkedIn links being penalized compared to full text post or image post. This is just one example. When it comes to choosing your social media channels, it's very important to think very carefully as to the platforms that you're going to want to distribute content on, especially in the B2B space. Social media channels such as LinkedIn typically are very strategic and very beneficial in many B2B circumstances, just given the audience that Microsoft has created on LinkedIn. Beyond this, some other channels include Twitter, where there's a lot of journalists, for example, that are looking for time-sensitive information on a regular basis, a lot of athletes, a lot of specific groups of individuals that you can also engage with through their platform. Beyond that, there is also the possibility of using Facebook and Instagram, especially if you are targeting groups. So for example, e-commerce, there is a lot of e-commerce businesses that are regularly using both Facebook and Instagram. So being on there can make a lot of sense depending on your specific vertical. Beyond that as well, there's the option of TikTok, which a lot of B2B brands have struggled more with, but there are some examples of it being done very well. And due to how the algorithm on TikTok works currently, there's a lot of great organic discovery that can be had on that platform. So creating your social media profiles for your business on some of these channels and being very strategic, I would recommend starting with just either one or possibly two channels, really mastering the distribution and the performance of your content before really scaling things further from there. So you're not overwhelming yourself and you're not really spreading yourself too thin across the different social media platforms that are available. Beyond this as well, we highly recommend, as kind of a principle, consistency plus excellence equals money typically. So by consistently producing excellent content, you'll have a chance of creating an audience that deeply engages with your content and with your brand and will pay you dividends down the road. So we recommend using tools such as HubSpot social media manager, or there are other alternatives such as Canva has a good one, SEMrush, even Facebook Business Manager or Postal Plan is another option. There's a number of different options out there, and we highly recommend getting started with one of them because it will make publishing your content on a weekly, on a bi-weekly or a monthly basis in your content calendar just so much easier. As mentioned, using popular hashtags and really engaging with other social media accounts through your business profile is really a great way of building some initial exposure. So either liking or commenting on popular posts that are relevant to your specific vertical or niche. Just simply joining in on the conversation is a great way for individuals to notice and start following your brand. So we highly recommend taking the time to do careful research on the hashtags that are relevant to your business and to be regularly monitoring and targeting them on an ongoing basis. Lastly, when it comes to building your audience on these platforms, getting started with no budget for promotion is often an uphill battle, and we highly recommend allocating a certain amount of monthly budget to improve the performance of your social media accounts. And so this can include things such as sponsored posts on LinkedIn, sponsored tweets, even sponsoring some of your content on platforms such as Reddit to gather attention from the individuals and the communities that you're looking to get involved with. We hope that you found this chapter on social media strategies for distributing B2B SaaS content helpful. Please continue along in the series where we'll be exploring some more advanced techniques such as content strategy alignment and how to work with agencies or writers to produce your content.